Hand clap to the master brothers and sisters. We are finally back. We finally made it to another reaction on this Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up all yourself for tuning into this here Vibrations. All the Mystelics family, I appreciate you guys for definitely tuning in to yet another Vibrations. You didn't have to, but you definitely did right there. And of course, those who tuned into the BrBpTV YouTube platform yesterday for the live interaction reaction, which I was pretty much late about, but of course, a number of persons pretty much stood up to the Vibrations. So I appreciate you guys for definitely being a part of this here Vibrations. And of course, no comments on there. Big up all yourself as well for definitely tuning into these here Vibrations as well. If you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get the latest Vibrations when they do tend to come through. And of course, you'll be notified in that regard right there, as well as becoming part of the Mystelics family as well. So brothers and sisters, I would appreciate that right there. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button as well. Click the thumbs up button somewhere down there, brothers and sisters. And of course, with that said right there, let us get into the Vibrations already. Of course, we have a very interesting stuff we're going to be talking about here, guys. So listen to the full thing for me, please, as we're going to break it down bit by bit. But first off, we have this sentiment that has taken place somewhere in the Toronto airport region. Of course, breaking news, brothers and sisters, Delta Flight 4819, operated by regional subsidiary, has been involved in an accident at Toronto Pearson's airport. The aircraft, of course, this one, as we see right there, is pictured here, as you can see, the sentiment right there. And of course, shockingly upside down. So it's not the right way up. It is upside down. It's duva deye. It's not back to front, but upside down. Okay, all right. Emergency response is underway. And of course, as a result of that, the airport has closed down. So hopefully the pilot did everything, or the pilots did everything in their power to maintain or maximize survival right there, brothers and sisters, on that merit. You know, these kind of situations tend to happen from time to time. I do, however, have to admit that it seems like this situation tend to be happening a lot more often. We've been hearing about aircrafts here and aircrafts over there crashing, all sorts of things. What is going on, brothers and sisters? That is the question I think we need to ask ourselves right there. But of course, situations do happen like this, and you could say it's coincidence, maybe coincidence. But you know what is not a coincidence, brothers and sisters? What took place as a result of February 15th, of course, the inaugural flight of United Airlines. And of course, this is them in Newark. I say Newark. And of course, they're doing the ribbon cutting. As you can see, a number of the persons here in the Dominica flag, as well as some of the pilots that you get to see as well, going to do the inaugural flight in Dominica. This is the lady on the interview that said she wanted to come to Dominica. Why didn't you bring her? Well, lady, you can take your money and come to Dominica. Creole season coming up. Carnival season actually is coming up right there. So you can always take a trip to Dominica in that regard right there. So we're showing this to you guys in case you missed it. You're getting to see here. I'm showing you the whole thing, guys, when it comes on to that aspect right there. Woo-hoo-hoo! Wonderful. Thank God for United Airlines, who of course wanted to definitely do that. Okay, guys, thank God for United Airlines, who definitely put their foot forward to include Dominica in their fleet or in their destination, and using one of the fleets to do so right there. This is the first pilot. What do you call him? The first individual, brothers and sisters, the co-pilot right there, who is from Dominica as well. We're gonna talk about him in a moment, so just stay tuned on this thing right there. Even Asa Banton was actually there to serenade the crowd with booyah music.
T.A. Dominica's where we come from. Whitey Kuguli, oh God, I love my island. If you're from the A and you love the A, hands up in the A. Watch it, watch it. Love my crab and my kalalu. Love my finger and my fish too. Dominic Sepeya, no ka pushing to Kashak.
All right. So he definitely serenaded the crowd with booyah music, brothers and sisters, from his rough vocals. Big up Asa right there. And obviously we are the first captain, actually. The first captain on flight, the co-pilot right there, of course, is giving his kudos, being his first time flying into Dominica, and of course being a part of United Airlines.
I-49 is non-stop service to Dominica. This is a very interesting flight for me, as not only is
the first officer, guys, the first officer is right there. Not first captain, first officer, co-pilot.
the first time I'm flying to Dominica, but it's the inaugural flight to Dominica on United Airlines. Also, my mom sitting right here. It's also her first time flying with me as well. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for her, to be honest. She did everything she could possibly to help me through flight school.
Trust me, that is a fact. Your mama did everything in her power to ensure that you, her son, made it to where you are today. I think you owe her, your mother, absolutely everything, guys. And I'll talk about that in a moment.
For thick and thin, everything I've been through, she's been there with me. And I just want to thank her for everything that she's done for me. Anyhow, flight time to Dominica is approximately 3 hours and 48 minutes at 39,000 feet. We do have a smooth ride going to Dominica today. Welcome on board. Thanks for flying United.
So the fellow Dominican being on there, being a part of United Airlines. So, you know, that's always a good thing. Okay, this is the plane actually leaving. Big up to Dominica Aviation for the one who was also on the plane. He lives in New York and, you know, decided to take the trip on the plane as well. As you can see, a number of other United Airlines planes. What is wrong with my speaking? But anyways, all the United Airlines planes, guys, also waiting, and of course the Dominica one is taking off right there. One day we'll have a set of fleets, man. A set of United Airlines fleet just flying into Dublin. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Might not be in our lifetime, unfortunately. But we can only hope, brothers and sisters, hope and pray for the best outcome right there. So I'm just showing this to you guys, the full, not the full trip, but bits and pieces of the first inaugural flight of United Airlines to Dominica. This is actually in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. And of course, as you can see, lift off, brothers and sisters, on the way to Dominica. Right here. Lift off, brothers and sisters. It's like a spaceship, a space rocket ship. Yes, man. Apparently, if you want to go check out Dominica Aviation, he has a full clip of this thing right there. I know his hands were tired, for sure. Normally when I do this fast track thing, I do it about 10 minutes, maybe maximum 15 minutes. And then that's it. You know, I think I would have covered enough in under 15 minutes, but the brother did 2 hours. that was something else right there. So the plane left, and obviously this is some of the snack that they gave them. They gave them waffles and juice, brothers and sisters. Yes, nothing wrong with that, brothers and sisters. If it's me, like I indicated before in the BrBpTV clip yesterday, I'll be taking a lot of this. If it do have bioengineering food ingredient on it, on the label, yes, man. You don't give me one snack. What is that? No communion? That's anyways, brothers and sisters, the flight continued. As you can see, you were actually heading to Dominica, and then something actually happened right there where they could not make it to Dominica, so they had to fly back. They had to fly back. Obviously, it was updated that United Airline flight was diverted to San Juan, so they had to turn around, brothers and sisters. And Asa decided he's putting out a memo as well. He's alive, he stated right there. Asa is saying he's well alive, brothers and sisters. He's well alive in Puerto Rico. I'm alive and well. I here chilling with the pilot mother, who is also Dominican. So what happened was English deadly. So what happened was when we got to Dominica, the weather for landing was tight. The gripping, man. The weather was tight, like. Yes, all right. We had poor visibility, so we had to divert to Puerto Rico. Interesting. All right, we're not giving up, Asa saying. We are going to fuel up again. Yes, man. And try again. Yes, man. United Airlines will land in the Nature Isle of the Caribbean, Dominica, brothers and sisters. So that's always a good thing. So Asa was just motivating the people them to let the people them know that, you know, he's safe, and, you know, they will land. All right. And I think this is him and the mother. Yeah, that's him and the mother. I think she is a sports teacher, or was a sport teacher right there. And of course, this is the track that they left. They couldn't land. Whoop, they come in. Ooh, they went and they boss out, brothers and sisters, due to the weather conditions right there. Anyways, this is them finally making it back to Dominica. We have angles, all right? We have angles. So that's always a good thing when you have angles. Yes, ma'am. There's the plane coming in. It's coming in from the sea. Remember they extended the runway, and as a result of extending the runway, you know, bigger planes can now land in Dominica, which makes me wonder why on earth are they making an international airport. But you know, if we can land big planes there, why not? You know, but that's another story right there. They land the plane. There's another angle right there, my sisters. That's a really nice angle. Oh, that person that did this, kudos to you right there for that shot. No doubt about it. And you can see it land there. There's another shot. But let me play that again. I like this shot. It's like them send people in St. Martin Beach. Nobody waiting for the plane. But they wouldn't get the wind blast. This is another angle right there, brothers and sisters, from the actual tarmac itself, or what appears to be from the tarmac. There it lands, but it lands well. Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for safe journey. Yes, 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 40 something minutes. Right there. This is actually on board the plane when it landed, so I'm giving you guys angles. All right, angles. You can't say Mystelics to give you angles, brothers and sisters. Big up Dominica Aviation for this one right there. This is what it looks like coming in. As you can see, there's a lot of cloudy weather, most likely why the reason for the turnaround of United Airlines. Things started clearing up, so they were able to come back in once again, no doubt about it. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Woohoo! Clapping. Yes, they make it. Hallelujah. Yes, brothers and sisters. Safe flight into Dominica. All they have to do is stop. You know, American Airlines there. American Airlines are there now? Okay, I think so. No, that's not American Airlines. No, that's another plane. Yes, guys. So the people clapping. It's been a long time. I think in the United States, when you fly different places, people used to be clapping. But I'm guessing on the international flights, that's when people start to clap. True or false, guys? I remember back in the day, every time plane land, people were clapping, and then it just stopped. And now, you know, I think when people land in Dominica, I remember sometime when we landed in Dominica, people clapped because they check like, yo, that is definitely an interesting place to land. So yeah. So that's the plane going around, going to turn, stop and come back. Alright. Back, brothers and sisters, and then they had a whole celebration. From what I was told, the whole trip from Newark, New Jersey, going to Dominica, passing over Guadeloupe, not able to land, going back to Puerto Rico, and then coming back to Dominica took about 6 hours and 18 minutes. Yes, 6 hours and 18 minutes, man. I was on a flight for that amount of time, and I tell you, that is a crazy experience, bro. I did a longer one time, but that's a whole other story right there. That one was better, but that one when I was in the passenger seat and stuff, that was crazy, bro. It was 6 hours, bro. That is something else. Brothers and sisters, I have to say that right there. So it took about 6 hours and 18 minutes for them to reach Dominica in totality, which would have taken them, generally speaking, if they flew in directly, it would have taken them about 3 hours and 48 minutes or 40 something minutes, right? So that's very interesting. That's the fire truck, where the fire truck is gonna blaze up its hose, man. Hopefully the truck no leaking. Not leaking. It's good, man. It's good. So just in case the water working. Yes, man. It's working. You know, people actually had a problem with that, brothers and sisters, saying, why are they wasting water? Dominica is a land that flows 365 rivers, and it's not just in Dominica alone they tend to do this. When there's a new plane or something of that sort, they tend to do this all over the place. I saw a number of them when American Airlines did it in other places. They actually did the same fire truck water thing, water spraying thing to show, that they're happy that they have a new airline on the island. So why Dominicans were making noise about that? That's very interesting. I also got a memo. so forth and so forth. I did the whole thing on that, brothers and sisters, on BrBpTV. So if you want to check that out, right there. I think it's also on MO News. I think you guys can check that out as well. People having problems, brothers and sisters, on that merit right there. For those saying waste of water, the water used in the fire at the trucks are not safe to drink. So it's not drinking water they take. Maybe you saying, boy, rivers drying up and things. So they take all the water I drinking just for them to spray and play. No, it's not that they do, brothers and sisters. You know, they definitely have more water. Okay, it have more water and drinking water right there. It have enough sauce in Dominica. It have plenty sauce, man. In Dominica, if you think the river's drying out. There's water coming from the earth, vapor, brothers and sisters. When it reaches the top of the earth, then it turns into water. That's what you call source water. All right. And then you have river flowing and what have you, water from the sky, you know, and so forth, brothers and sisters. But there's something really interesting with all this hoopla and celebration and what have you. United Airlines came in and so forth, and everybody happy, yay, and so forth. There was something really interesting that also took place right there. And I was not surprised why it took place. And that, of course, is concerning the first captain or the first officer, or what I term the co-pilot to the pilot on United Airlines, who of course is from Dominica. And this is what somebody had to say: justice for a child too, but we want justice, brothers and sisters, for the boy. Don't care how long that anti-man co-pilot, you know, based off what they say in there. All right. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to go break that down right there. But before I do, let us get into the mother of the alleged victim. Right there, brothers and sisters. And she's pleading for justice for her son.
Yes, my name is Natasha Gade, and I am standing here with me and my children for my child. Right now, so if I don't stand for him, who will stand for him? I need answers why the matter came up so suddenly that the warrants came off the book that the police cannot do what is necessary. I need justice for my child. That is what I need. And I stand and I will see to this to the end that I get justice for my child. Somebody has to speak to me, somebody has to explain to me why the matter came up. So I'm standing for my child.
And you say that's the pilot that coming in the hearing?
And that's the pilot that is coming today. He is the one that is about the matter that molested my child. And
That's
if
strong
anyone wants,
allegations
they can
right
go to
there,
the
brother.
court, they can see that there was matters that he was charged before the court.
There's strong allegations. Now, brothers and sisters, this is, I don't know where to start when it comes on to the situation right there. So she's talking as a mother of the victim, the alleged victim of apparently of the pilot indicated. Now, brothers and sisters, everything I'm saying there is alleged there, so it's alleged. But I remember when this particular story broke out, that took place sometime in 2016, 2017, if I remember correctly, around that time frame. And I remember when the individual who is a pilot right now, I remember thinking when I understood that some years later, that he's in pilot school and he's learning to fly planes and hoping to fly commercial and so forth and so forth. I remember thinking that about that same situation right there. And I remember thinking that some way, somehow, that might end up biting him in the butt. No pun intended. All right, brothers and sisters, that might end up biting him in the butt. Now, before I get into the whole sentiment, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a mother and I'm seeing her children, but I'm not seeing the father. Now, if there is a situation that happened to your son, now there's a reason why I'm pointing out all these guys. I want to take it bit by bit. Now, I wasn't there. No, just bear with me right there. If something happened to your son and there is a court matter that went out and somehow that court matter disappeared and there is apparently no justice for your son, don't you think that you should have been there as well to protest or to make your voice known or to bring it to the public? Hey, something is happening and this is not happening. Unless there are two outcomes I can see right there. The two outcomes I can see right there, brothers and sisters, is if actually nothing happened, or two, the father was also involved in, well, allegedly, the father was also involved in making sure that this thing went away without the mother's permission or the mother's understanding. Now, I'm saying this allegedly, brothers and sisters. I was not there. I'm just looking at the information when I remember it, plus speaking to a number of persons, because persons were like, Mr. Lex, what do you think about that situation and what have you? What is going on? So I decided to do my little, investigations. All right. So that is what I noticed. I see the mother, I see the children there, I don't see the father there, and I also don't see the victim there. The victim that she's talking about, her child, is not there. From my understanding, the child is somewhere in St. Martin. All right? Now, for certain reasons, let's call the other family member D Senior, and we'll call the victim D Junior. Okay? D Senior, D Junior. The mother in question will call her B. The pilot will call him P. P for pilot. And if there's any additional thing, I will definitely let you guys know what's up. So let me just give some context as to who the pilot is, brothers and sisters, and see if you notice something interesting there. You remember this song of Triple K, is it coming down that bad? Well, he's the one that coined it.
Oh, Jesus. I'm not coming back there again. No, why? No. Oh, my God. Is he coming down? Is he coming down? Jesus! Jesus Christ! What? Lord, have mercy on my soul!
That was so random. That was so random. Wait a while, let me go back. Uncle.
Lord, have mercy on my soul! This is fucking us!
Oh my goodness. All right then.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What? Yes! Whoa!
So you might notice something very interesting right there, brothers and sisters. But let us get into the story of that. Now, the situation with the mother right there, claiming that she wants justice for her son and all those kind of things there. This, like I indicated before, that it's alleged, not alleged, but it took place sometime between 2016 or 2017. If I'm wrong within that vicinity, you guys will correct me right there. And the D Junior was apparently going to a secondary school in Portsmouth. Now, for some reason or the other, it seems like D Senior was never around. This is why I want to point out a number of things, brothers and sisters. This is why it's important for a father figure to be in the home. It's important for the education system to be responsible for the people that it's putting towards certain people, especially when it comes down to the caretaking or the education of the vulnerable and, society in itself. Now, when it comes down to what the mother was saying, justice for her son, that took place sometime in a high school in Portsmouth. Now, from my understanding, this senior apparently was never there, to the point where apparently the mother needed some sort of help and sought a particular individual who's from Paybush, give or take. I don't know where that person is allegedly from Paybush, and they sought that person's help to help their son. Now, there's a number of ways I can look at this. Since this senior apparently is alleged to have not been around, the mother wanted help, or maybe the mother B was vexed with D Senior and was not having any associations with them. Anything could happen, brothers and sisters. I wasn't there. Anyways, the mother needed help for her son, D Junior. Okay? The mother needed help for her son, and apparently seemed like she found that solace in an individual we will call KJ. KJ in Paybush, who is apparently a teacher who was said to have been doing interesting things long before that individual came to teach or to be a part of the school in the north of Dominica. Okay? Now, that's where I think the education system fails. If you know certain people are involved in certain things, or it's alleged they have been involved in certain things, just for cautionary sake, whether you know the person is doing it or not, but people have been complaining about a number of things, whatever you still have that, you remove that person from one place and you put them in another school. That mind boggles me right there. Anyways, so KJ from Paybush associated with that school right there. And it has been alleged that D Junior was sort of mentoring under him. I'm guessing that's probably what the mother thought was happening. D Junior was being mentored under KJ from Paybush, and for some reason or the other, probably never thought anything was happening. That's one way to look at it. It could also be the other way, where a number of persons are saying the mother knew exactly what was happening. Now, it's alleged that KJ has been involved with D Junior doing things that was not acceptable naturally or biologically or even legally right there. Okay. And apparently this was going on for maybe a number of years. I think probably when the individual was 13, going probably up to probably 15 maybe, if 13, 14, around there. Now, that KJ has been helping the mother, allegedly helping the mother, doing a number of things, probably providing a number of things. Even the possibility of going on trips, paying for trips for the mother to go on and so forth and so forth, or whatever the case might be in that regard, brothers and sisters. I don't know. I wasn't there. But from my understanding, this is what I understood right there. So getting help and maybe doing some mentorship. All right? Maybe that's what the mother probably thought. Okay? And in that regard, probably the mother never knew that anything was going on. But on the other side, it could be that the KJ individual was abusing the little boy right there, the victim. And I guess but it's interesting that this is happening and you don't know anything strange that is happening to your son, or you don't see anything of that is. Anyways, I wasn't there. All right. But from my understanding, brothers and sisters, that is what I heard. Now, apparently, when P, the one who came United, came into the school, he was a teacher as well. And now, I'm not saying anything happened, but I'm saying the possibility of something happening could be very much so. The probability is there. The possibility is also there that something could have happened between them. Why? Because P was also arrested. P was arrested, and obviously, for some reason or the other, it seems like he must have planned, or they were planning to send him overseas to do piloting or whatever. And it was around that close time frame there where things kind of blew up. Now, I'm not saying P is innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm saying the possibility that he could have done something to that boy is very much present. This is why I look at the court documents. I didn't look at the court documents. Certain things that I saw right there, brothers and sisters, on the merit of saying, okay, if P did the little boy something, was there any injuries or anything like that? But understanding that if D Junior was involved in certain things that the mother was probably not aware of, and as a result of doing it or being abused consistently by KJ, then when it comes down to somebody else doing the abuse, there would not necessarily be wear and tear, so to speak. Let's leave it. Let's put it that way, wear and tear. So the court matter did things, and there was arrest made on P. He was arrested, and there was a case that was supposed to be called. And for some reason or the other, it seems like D Junior was sent overseas. No, it's not on the basis of sent overseas to meet his father or meet his mother or nothing of that sort, because both father and mother is in Dominica. Okay. So D Junior was sent overseas, and it seems like it was during that time where court matters were to call and so forth and so forth, and apparently the victim was not appearing, from my understanding. Or maybe court matters, sometimes in Dominica, things just go strange. I'm not saying that the court is innocent in that regard. Something could have happened to that case whereby maybe the mother was unaware of. But it seems like D Senior was not involved in D Junior's life. That's probably why they had to seek help, or the mother had to seek help from somebody else for the son, the victim, the junior. So on the merit of that, brothers and sisters, it seems like the case may have been called or may not have been called, but what we do know is the victim apparently was not there. And most likely as a result of that, the case was thrown out or documents disappeared when matters were supposed to be called. Something happened, brothers and sisters, but P was indeed arrested. He was arrested and there were charges brought before him, I think. Allegedly, there were charges brought before him. I'm saying this in a certain way so that it doesn't, I'm thinking. But charges were definitely brought before. And I think there was another situation that took place in the United States on that merit to try to figure out certain things. And there was another lawyer that was involved and all those kind of things there and bringing out things, saying, there was nothing and whatever. Brothers and sisters, if you use a tire and the tire is accustomed to the road there, if you get my drift. All right? So when it comes down to evidence to say, the tire not new or it new, you can see evidence of that. But that's a whole other story right there. So that is what I understood in that regard, brothers and sisters, why case may have been thrown out because maybe the victim wasn't there or some situation could be happening and things. I remember, and the reason why I'm saying this, I'm pointing it out, maybe the mother was unaware. I'm not saying the mother is innocent in this, I'm saying maybe the mother was unaware because I know certain times there are court matters. It happened to me too, where my court matter was being brought before the courts and my lawyer did not tell me my matter was being brought before the courts. It was only I remember one particular time where one of my friends was in court hearing my name being called. And then they called me to say, hey, look, your name being called, whatnot, blah, blah. I called the lawyer. And in calling the lawyer is in the United States, in the United States and don't know anything about what is happening and so forth and so forth. So maybe that same situation could have happened to the mother. And as a result of that, them calling over and maybe the lawyer, whatever, blah, 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 the matter got squashed. Could be that. There's a huge possibility of that actually happening right there. That's probably why this thing. But as a mother and a father, something happened to your son. Now, let me go back to KJ. KJ apparently heard about the arrest of P and apparently decided, you know what? He felt a little uneven about that. And as a result of that, decided to go to Marigot, get a boat, escape, go to Guadeloupe or wherever he went, and then claim asylum stating about, his sexual orientation. People, it's not, the country not for these things there and his thing. So apparently KJ was an anti-man. And as a result of being an anti-man was most likely, huge possibility and probability abusing that little boy already. I'm not saying the mother knew. I'm not saying the mother didn't know. I'm saying the fact is KJ most likely was doing something. This is why he escaped, so that he would not be imprisoned or he wouldn't be caught or something as a result of him hearing about the situation involving the P guy. No, I'm not saying the P guy did not do something. There's a whole, if you guys, I'm not saying that P did anything, but the case should have been called and the matter should have been heard. There should not have been any cocoa macaque or if anything of that sort actually happened. That should not have happened. And if the father was actually caring, I don't know the father business, D senior, if D senior was actually caring about that, D senior should have make sure that matter goes before the court. Unless D senior didn't care enough and the mother of P probably met up with D and say, hey, work out something for me, my son, my future and whatnot, what blah, 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 and these kind of things there, so forth and so forth. Work out something, help me out there. Or if they didn't care, and, opportunity for the junior to go overseas and thing, then hey, that's most likely what happened right there, brothers and sisters. No, I wasn't there. I'm just giving you guys a synopsis of what could have taken place in that regard. Kudos to the mother for doing everything in her power to ensure that her son had a future. Kudos. However, if your son did do what is being claimed, then the person should have been, They should have faced the thing. And I'm not excusing KJ. If KJ had dirty ways, he should have also stayed here for him to face his dirty ways. Now, like I indicated before, brothers and sisters, it could be the mother wanted help, and as a result of being the person being a teacher decided, or dean or whatever, decided, to help out. And as a result of this help, in turn was also doing things that they should not be doing to little ones. This is why I also mentioned the education system. If you know people are involved or they are alleged to, you should do an internal investigation. An internal investigation should be done so that you can protect children. I sending my children to school. I expect the teachers to be protecting the children, not abusing them. Not abusing them. I don't think that should be the order of the day at all. And therefore, education system has also failed. It's also on the parents, both mother and father, to do what is right for their children. You might not have known about the teacher. You say, okay, the teacher in this particular school, and maybe can do something and whatnot. But the teacher giving you things and you don't know what is happening with your son, no? That particular person, KJ, is giving B, the mother, something, and you have no clue what is taking place. This is also a failure on the father's side to protect his child from said KJ. And then they brought the guy. He was a teacher at that time. He just came, I guess, as a teacher. Maybe, something could have happened with him and the boy. And as a result of the boy allegedly being, molested or whatever, and, then no evidence of wear and tear would show itself per se, But, I mean, where's the protection, though? My point here is I believe that the case should have been called. And no matters of that sort should have been things, so that if injustice was done, justice should happen. Okay? Justice should definitely happen when it comes down to that circumstance right there. Guys, what are your thoughts on it, man? What are your thoughts on that? It's very interesting what is taking place. In people will say in a number of things, justice for which child? The same one you sell to the, you see, I do call them, but and that is why they'll never like me, Bye. Justice for which child? You say, bruh, all the matters should happen there. When it comes into the education system, you don't remove somebody from one school because you hear they're doing something and put them in another school and think they're going to change. If something is happening in a particular school, investigation should be done so that we are protecting the students from these things. And I think this is where the main thing faltered. If KJ was the one of the who most likely was doing something, or it could be that KJ was doing something to that little boy and P took the fall for it. It could be that as well. There's a number of possibilities of certain things actually happening that we are just unaware of. We were not there, but the possibility is still there. And if the possibility is still there, there should have been a case that went forward so that these things could iron out. But then again, when you look at the justice system, man, it's just crazy how this thing is, man. It's crazy. Sometimes it's a pull string. If P did actually do it, and there was some sort of pull string for him so that he can able to go, and maybe as a result of the mother linking up with the father, says, hey, work on something for me, lads, is young people, and so forth and so forth. Now, P and the boy aren't that much of a difference in age. Let's say P is 18 years. The boy would probably be 15 or 14 years. 15, 14, around there. Whereas KJ would probably be 30 years. I'm just giving. And the boy would be 13 years. Or KJ would be 40 years. I don't know who's KJ. I don't even know who's that person. But yes, KJ would probably be 40 or 45, 40, whatever, and the boy would be thing. Saying they're helping the mother while in addition they don't know what is going on. There have been people who notice these strange behaviors happening. This is why notes like this came out. And this is why the mother herself might not have known what is going on. Might not have known what is going on. Right there, in a sense, and then hearing that P is the one who abused her son, and as a result of that, wants injustice. So it's a very interesting tightrope when it comes down to that circumstance right there, guys. Anyways, these are just my thoughts on this. Sorry for going too long. But hopefully you guys understand the merit right there. Like I indicated before, brothers and sisters, all what I'm saying there is alleged. But just keep in mind of the storyline, okay? Just keep in mind of the storyline. With that said, right there, brothers and sisters, your boy Mystelics. Give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations when they do tend to come through right there. If injustice is done both on peace part or on KJ's part, that matter should be brought to court and ironed out. Because right now the mother is feeling like, dang. Now if the mother knew, you are equally as guilty and you should also be tried as well, if that is the case. So if P did it, he needs to be tried. If KJV did it, they need to be tried. You knew about it, you need to be tried. The father knew about it, all you need to be tried. But then again, the justice system in Dominica is a very interesting one. Anyways, brothers and sisters, like I said it before, be real, salute the king always. Be positive.